Good evening, everyone. Thursday, the 29th of September. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight, a fearful Lae city with several armed robberies and murders. It's also not good on the health front. Some 15,000 workers threaten industrial action over claims. And from that to something more pleasant, the Kutubu Festival in the Southern Highlands. Lae, the leading industrial city in Papua New Guinea, could almost be in lockdown as crime soars. Law enforcement, businesses and local leaders are left wondering after several armed robberies on the back of instances where people have been killed. Mark Kayok reports.
Lae City in the Morobe province has been hard hit by criminal activities recently. The killing of innocent civilians and armed robberies has been making headlines in the media. Recent spate of armed robberies has caused fear among business houses. Last week, the Lae International Hotel was robbed of a substantial amount of money. The gang fled without a trace, using an outboard dinghy as their getaway. A few minutes later, armed men numbering up to 7 held up the Pelgan supermarket at Eriku. Police gave chase, but they abandoned the vehicle and fled on foot. Over the weekend, the Anderson supermarket was robbed. Just this week, the Plum Trade Wholesale became another victim of armed robbery. An undisclosed amount of money was stolen. Again, the criminals escaped in a waiting dinghy along the southern coastline. Who should take the blame for all this lawlessness in the province? Despite the provincial government's effort to assist police curb law and order, criminal activities continues to soar. All robberies were well planned and executed.
Police responded immediately when they were alerted on the Frebel robbery, but we received a report about a couple of minutes later. So it's a time old man working a robbery, all move harapa. So by the time police reached the location, these people had already made their way down to the beachfront now. Only loose line long, one pla dinghy.
Police were able to search all criminal hideouts around Lae City. The biggest problem now was the absence of a police boat.
On land, we will still get them. So they are escaping by sea. So our sea transport is a very marine transport problem, one of the area where we are lacking in. So we're looking at ways to try to counter that. We'll have to find a boat somewhere and get it out of the sea so we can prevent it from happening. But by land, they know that we are everywhere now, so we are always strategize. If they escape by land, we will still get them.
At least one member of parliament has come out to try and address the problem. Member for Bulolo, Sam Basil, has raised concern on an increase in armed robberies that had significant impact on business houses.
Now, we cannot blame the Lae police. They're not used to this kind of situation and they're not well equipped to handle this kind of situation.
Lack of logistical support and manpower has been a major concern. This now lies with the hands of local parliamentarians and the provincial government to immediately intervene.
Lae City do not have a patrol boat and criminals can escape on a boat without helicopter or air support. You can also look at the Lae police that do not have a fuel containing area where they will have constant supply of fuel. They do not have vehicles, and those responsibilities are being left to the members of parliament, which brings into the question the integrity of the operations of police from the national level to the district level.
Police not only need manpower to run after criminals, but to ensure police presence are felt throughout the city. Mr. Basil also questioned the provincial government's plan to safeguard its internal revenue makers, the business community. The ball is now in the hands of national leaders, including the provincial government, to work together in addressing this serious issue. Investigations are continuing into previous armed robberies, including the recent ones. No one has been apprehended or arrested as yet.
Mark Kayok. After the break, the health workers issue.